Hey guys, it's Bakery here, and welcome back to my HGC vlog. Jumping straight into this episode, this week we played beGenius in HGC and we 3-0'd them. And the community topic this week is going to be... How do I put this? The idea that every team's goal should be to be the best. So... yeah, series against beGenius. Solid series for us. A bit of a disappointing game one, obviously. Pretty close on Sky Temple. But, yeah, the other two games are really good from our side. So, game one in the draft, we had a composition that we wanted to play, but we decided not to. And so we kind of, like, halfway through the draft had to move to a composition that we weren't really very familiar with. I think it really showed because we really didn't play well at all in that first game. The good news, though, is that we still lived up to the Dignitas wins in the late game meme. So, yeah, wasn't too bad. Game 2 was on Infernal Shrines, and that's a comp that we've practiced a lot. Very comfortable with it, and I think we showed last week as well how good we are against Fnatic. Even coming back from a very, very heavy early game lead in their favor. Let's see. We might have been able to end with that top Punisher. It was kind of open core, and the Punisher was maybe 40%. But it was a bit of a risk, and it's not a risk that we wanted to take. So we went in, we looked for kills. If we would have got a kill, we would have gone for core. If not, we kind of just backed out. I guess a bit sloppy, but overall the game was really, really convincing in our favour. Game 3 was on Tomb of the Spider Queen. A comp that we've played a decent amount, but a bit of a variation on it that we hadn't played very much before. It was basically Zul is the only melee hero, and we had 2 ranged behind him. That's not actually very common. It's much more common to see a melee assassin plus Zul, plus a tank, plus a solo ranged. But overall, the style where we have 2 ranged heroes fits us a lot better as a team. So that's what we played in that game. And yeah, again, a very convincing game in our favour. So yeah, generally, pretty happy with the series. It's a 3-0, obviously, which is what we were looking for. And yeah, pretty good. So we didn't play a second series this week, so I guess we get to jump straight into the topic. And as I said before, it's the idea that every team's goal should be to be the best. And it's something that I actually really do very heavily disagree with. But it is definitely a common sentiment. So to explain why I personally don't like it and to start some discussion on it, basically, I'm going to provide some examples. But before that, the reasons that I don't like it, it's based a lot around happiness, fulfillment, contentedness, not sure if that's a word, basically that kind of thing. Anytime that you're happy and you really enjoy what you're doing, is going to go really well. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's going to go worse. And that's especially true when it's such an emotional kind of work like pro gaming is. If you never reach your goals, basically, you're going to be disappointed. So our first example is 2016 season Team Dignitas, and here's the storm. So our goal when we formed the team right at the start of the year, before any tournaments, was to be the best team in Europe. And when we won the first European regional, which we did in very convincing fashion, didn't drop a game in any series but the first NYI one, we were really incredibly happy. But shortly after Katowice, we went to the Global Championship in Seoul. And while there, every Western team got absolutely stomped by the Korean and Chinese teams. And that changed our goal. Our goal wasn't to be the best in Europe anymore, it's to be the best in the world. But that change of goals is what caused internal issues within the team, basically. And that directly led to us to benching a player after winning a European regional without dropping a single game. And in Leicester, that was. And there's another stat, which is something like only 3 games that we played in that tournament did the enemy team get to level 20. So again, we absolutely smashed this tournament. And we actually benched the player immediately after it. Because winning that tournament wasn't our goal anymore. We wanted more, basically. So yeah, let's take another example. This time we're going to take Team 8 from NA. So when they formed, their goal was most likely, I can't say for sure because obviously I'm not a member of the team, but their goal was most likely, let's just qualify for HGC, you know, and then from there we'll see what happens. Well, as soon as they qualified, and I guess they started practicing, they realized, wow, this team's good. Like, we have potential with this team. We can do something. And that's, I assume, what led to them splitting from Tier 8. And when they replaced him with Prisma, and obviously the goal is now to do well within the region, I assume, and they smashed that goal. They're second right now, obviously. They beat everyone very convincingly, apart from Tempo Storm, who they went to 5 games with. So, yeah. Let's assume that, so they go to Western Clash now. They have 2 routes. Their goal can now be to win the Western Clash. And I hope I'm not going to look like an idiot in about 2 weeks. But if that is going to be their goal, then they will be disappointed. And their other route is to take it as experience and use that to try and qualify for the mid-season brawl. I think trying to take that tournament as experience and using it to make a better team in the future is the smarter thing to do. Because I think they have a real shot at qualifying for the mid-season. And maybe with a few more months to work things out and to practice, they can improve to the point where maybe placing really well at that mid-season is a realistic goal. And maybe after that, winning the next Western Clash in Phase 2, that might then be a realistic goal. But I feel like if their goal is to win this Western Clash, it's not going to happen. And they're going to be disappointed because of that. So yeah, to conclude my points on this, basically, if you reach your goal, or you can't get around that ballpark, you're going to be happy. If you exceed your goal, if you do really, really well, like far above it, then you're really going to love your life. But if your goal is too high and you never reach that goal, and you try and try, but you don't reach it, you're going to be disappointed. And I think in the long term, a team that is constantly reaching or exceeding their goals will improve more and grow more as a team, and probably stick around much longer as a team, since I think there'll be less internal issues if you are reaching your goals, than a team that set their goals too high and will have a lot of issues because the players are not satisfied. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. The next episode will be out in a few weeks' time, as it will be about IEM Katowice, and the Western Clash that is there. If you see me at IEM Katowice, please do feel free to come up and say hi if I don't look really quite busy. I always love meeting fans, and obviously my whole team does as well. Well, pretty much every player does. So if you see Heroes players, go and say hi to them. Trust me, they'll probably appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the Team Dignitas YouTube channel for more content like this, and you can follow me on Twitter at Bakery Heroes, on youtube.com/TheNeoBakery, and of course on heroesarth.com. See you guys next week. Hello and welcome to this Moonfarmer Furion video guide. This is a bit of an off-meta build, but that doesn't mean it's not good. In fact, it's even been used in the HGC.